Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games to Little Time. My name is Joachim, and today we'll be playing Ultimate Voyage, the final quest of the treasure fleet solo. Okay, so in this game you are Admiral Zheng He, who starts in Nanjing, and you have the treasure fleet, and you'll be playing against Niccolo da Conti, who is a Venetian explorer. Okay, so you're both exploring and trying to get the points and everything else. So I am not going to go through every single rule in this game. I'm just going to start playing and explain as we go along. But first, I'll give you a quick overview of what everything is and how everything works roughly. Okay, you will recognize some mechanisms in this game. Mostly the one that is, I guess, the most popular game is Art Nova. There's also a civilization game who uses that mechanic, and that is these cards. Being that the card on the right has a strength of 5, and the card on the left is a strength of 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. However, this game does change that up a little bit by using the deity dice. So these 3 dice, okay? So you'll be rolling these, and these will allow you to change the value of these 3. So let's just go ahead and do that in this nifty dice tower. So we've got 2, -3, and -2, which is horrible. So because then on your board, you will be changing it, you will be adjusting it. So -3, so you have a plus side and a minus side. So this is -3. And then the sun die is -2. And then the star die, yes, is +2. Okay, so why is that bad? Well, the 2 is good, the other 2 aren't. It's because whenever you do an action, you will assign a disc to that. So example, if I take combat 5 -2, is 3, and that's basically it, right? So however, if you do +2, you get 7, so you can do more, and it's combat and construction on 1 card. So these are the actions you'll be doing. Combat you will only be doing if you're attacking a port. So you've got many ports here, right? Surabaya, Malacca, Champa, and so on. You'll only be attacking them when their opinion of you, which is here, is lower than the maximum, and the cube there is not a generic cube. If it's a generic cube, you can attack it. If it is a player cube, you cannot. Okay, so then you can attack it. If you win, you will install a friendly ruler. Your cube will be at the top. You will get some rewards for it, which I'll get into later, mostly like story points and so on. And yeah, from then on, they'll like you as long as you're in the neighborhood. If your ship moves away, every round after that, their appreciation will go down. When they reach the neutral one, they'll stop caring about you or turn back into generic. So then you can go and attack them again. Now, that is one action. You have construction. With construction, you can build something. For example, you start in Nanjing. Nanjing already has one of these buildings that gives you +2 for your starting action, or any action you do there. So those buildings are called, what are they called again? Save me. Yeah, it's not there, it just says construction sites. A depot, yes, a depot. So you can build a depot. You can see there are spaces everywhere. So you can also see every port can only have 1. So you have a bunch of these, you have 5 of them. Now that's not the only thing you can build. Another thing you can build is a kiln or a training camp. Now, both of these have the same token, but you put them on your board. Because you only have 2 resources in this game. You have kiln, which are these vases, right? And troops, which are these guys over here. Now, if you place it on here, so if you build it, then every administration phase, which is in the beginning of the round, they will give you 1 kiln per building or 1 troop per building. So it gives you a nice income. Because all these resources you can use to enhance certain actions. For example, we were talking about combat and construction. If you want to increase that, you look at the icon, you have a sword and you have like a building thing. So here you can see you can use troops to increase the power of that action, right? You just spend them and they're gone. They're all very disposable. Anyway, so this is the combat, right? You can either take over a city, or a port actually, and install a friendly ruler, or you can construct 3 types of buildings, either a depot, to boost your actions in that port, or to get more resources. Next up is explore. Now, explore is what you're going to do to get all these cubes. You see all these exploration cubes everywhere. These cubes are basically connected to the actions. So yellow is trade, Green is sail. orange is diplomacy, and then pink is combat. Okay, so these cubes can also be used to boost your abilities, but also if you get rid of 4 of them, you can upgrade a card, because just like the other games I mentioned before, you can upgrade these cards and become more powerful versions of themselves. Something else you can do with these knowledge tokens is you can get a private objective cards. These are objective cards. You can use tokens of any color to get one of these. You draw 3 of one of these or a combination of all of them, and then you choose 1 to keep and the other 2 go back to the deck. And you can upgrade, like I said, or you can do a free action of that color. So for example, let's say you finish your action, but you want to do another construction, then you can use, the value is going to be 0, but then the cubes will add to it. Okay, so those knowledge cubes are very good. So how does export actually work? Let's say you cannot export in Nanjing because there's no cubes, but let's say I'm in Champa, or let's do somewhere bigger. Let's say Aden, because there's 5 of them there. So if I want to have 2 cubes, if I have 1 cube, I will spend a value of 2 action strength. If I want to get 2 cubes, it's 4, 3, 7, 4, 9, 5, 11, and 6, 14. For example, there are 6 of them in Mecca. You'll have a strength of 14. Now remember, Explore is 4. I can do +2 is 6. And then I'd have to add a ton of troops to even hope to get to 14. There are other ways to boost it as well, but I'm just saying, it's difficult to get to them. And then you get the cubes, of course, of your choice. And also you get story points. Now, story points you also get for the combat and everything. What story points means is that you will take one of your book and you put it at the bottom of wherever it is that you're doing that action. And then you check how many points you get, and that will give you points into the game. Whoever has the most story points in that region will get 4 points. Whoever is whoever is there will get 2 points. However, let's say the game ends now, I wouldn't get 4 points. I'm only going to get 2 points because I never was able to get to 4. So you need to get to the golden numbers to actually get them. So if I'm like here, I will get the 6 points because I'm all the way at 8. Okay, so that's no problem. All right, so other people might go there too. So let's say the Conti is here and he's behind me. And when he gets a story point, he's not just like this. No, let's say he gets 2, it'd be 1, 2. So we're actually jumping over people. So sometimes it's a good idea not to get the story point early, but to wait for someone else to go there and then jump over them. All right, so that's explore, okay? And then on the card, it also says when you can use these cubes for, okay? Then we have sail. Sail basically allows you to move around, right? But it's a bit special here because you can see the blue arrow, the golden arrow. You can see the different lines. So those are all going to influence how far you go and how you do it very quickly. Anytime you cross a line, it's going to cost you 1 movement, okay, one action strength. However, if you cross a white line, it's +1 because those are the region borders. They're more expensive. So that will be then 2, right? And then also, if you're going along the wind and it's the correct round color, so let's say we're now in blue, so it's blue monsoon. If you're traveling along the wind, then you can actually have 1 extra movement. For example, if I'm in Nanjing, I will spend 1 to cross the white one, but also just 1 to move, so that's 2. But because, let's say I'm going to Ayutthaya, because there are 2 blue arrows, it'll just be 1 and then free. So basically 1 to cross +1 for the white line, and the next one is free because of what it says on the card. However, if you are going against the grain, against the wind direction, then it's going to be double cost, unless you upgrade it and then it's back to 1 again. If it is gray, then everything is just 1, okay? So if it had been gray, then it would have been 3. So 1 to cross, +1 because it's white, that's 2. Another one is 3. So that's how sail basically moves. Very important when it comes down to sail, you want to see how much the port likes you somehow in advance, or how friendly they are to foreigners, I guess you could say. So let's say I'm starting here and I want to get to here and it's gray, right? So like I said, it cost me 3. If I had 5 action strength, I could have scouted earlier before I make my move. So once again, I know it's 3. So I'm going to spend, if I want to check in my own region, I spend 1 action strength. if it's an adjacent region, so all this here is one region, then it costs 2. So I spend 2, boom. Then I scan, basically I check in Ayutthaya how much they like me. So for that, you use the sun die. You can see it doesn't go up to 3. Maximum is 2 or -2. And these ones, the affiliation tracks, they go up to 3. So +3, -3. Sorry, +3, -2. So you can never love you from the jump, okay? Because the top one would mean they love you so much, they're tributary, they give you stuff. So anyway, let's check now. 0. Okay, so in that case, I would take a generic marker, put it at 0, right in the middle, and then I know it's safe to go there. Boom. So if it had been -2, if I go there, I have to fight. Otherwise, I can't do much there, all right? I mean, I don't have to fight, I can still go there, but if I go there without scouting first, and then I roll and it's -2, then you immediately get attacked, okay? So now they're like that, so it's fine. I'll leave it like that for a further explanation. So that's then, okay, that's that. Then you've got diplomacy against the port. So first of all, you look at the strength of the port. The port has here 3, right? And then you look at your action. Let's say diplomacy was all the way over here and we had 5, and I do +2 is 7, right? The strength of the port is 3, so 7 minus 3 is 4. So I can go up 4 spots. Luckily, I only need to do 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then they love me, and I get a bunch of points, and so on. Cool. However, if my ship ever leaves, then every round it'll go down again, because since they love me now, it'll become my color, first of all. And then every round I'm not there, it'll wane until you reach the middle part, it'll go back to generic, and they'll forget all about you. Now, the reason why you want to have tributaries is because at any point in the game, you can sail one of your ships, either this one or the unlocked ones, back to Nanjing and have them retire and build the tower. So you can then take one of the pieces, put them there, and every piece you put there is 1 point. Okay, so all the way up to 9 points, I think, that you can get. So, you know, seeing that last game I played, I won 25 and 24, 9 points is a big deal. All right, so that's done. That is diplomacy. Also, the stronger the port is, the more story points you get from them loving you. All right, so then we have one thing that I forgot to mention. When you are moving around, you also have these cards, which means encounter cards, right? So if you cross one of these borders with one, you will draw one when you stop moving, okay? Unless a port attacks you, then you don't have to draw this. But otherwise, you always do. In this case, you only draw when you go this direction because it's at the bottom. If you go that direction, nothing, because there's nothing here. In this case, the card is on the region border. It means you draw one no matter which way you go, right? And then some of the other exceptions. I think it's always like this, except for Nanjing, seems to be. Yeah, that's the only exception, Nanjing. Otherwise, you always draw a card when you cross a region border. The regular borders, they don't have that. Okay, anyway, so that was diplomacy. Sometimes you also have the diplomacy against an encounter card, but we'll talk to that when it happens. About that when it happens. Then we have trade. So trade are all these ones. Now, first of all, you might think the board looks very busy because there's so many trade tokens out. That's because it's a solo game. In a multiplayer game, these would be one stack and you wouldn't even see them. Only when you scout the ports or when you go there to deal with them would they be revealed. Okay. So now, because it's solo, it starts revealed. So I put them all like that. I could put them in a little tower and then go through them, but that would be annoying. So that's just how I'm doing it now. So let's say I'm here in Palembang and I want to do a trade action. So you can see the trade tokens, they have a value in the top left. So 4, 5, and 2. So those are the costs of the action strength, basically. In the beginning, you can only buy 1, but if you upgrade the card, you can buy as many as you want, okay? Some of these have special powers. Some of these are animals. So animals will allow you to go up the prestige track, which is the golden track. And then the items let you go up the profit track, which is the red track, okay? So getting them will give you the stuff, you put it down. Sometimes you have special icons, like for example here, the manuscript. That means that you can have that's a wild cube, which is pretty good. If you remember, you can exchange 4 to upgrade a card. It's pretty huge. Then you've got other ones that are special. For example, this one. If you have this one, that means your sun die will always have +1 for you alone. And also it has like a story point in the top right corner. Also very good. So then there's this one. You spend 1 prestige, and then it means +2 labor that you can do. Okay, and I think that's just about it. Personally, I'm probably going to go as quickly as possible to this one because there's 2 cubes, and that's really nice. Okay, so that's basically trade done. That's roughly how the game works. At the start of the game, in a multiplayer game, you will choose one of these boards. In solo game, you will choose one of these to start with, but after every round, you will take a new one of your choice, and the other one gets put to the side until you've used all of them, and they all become available again. What are some of the things that I did not mention? Well, first of all, the objectives. There's always 3 objectives. These have been randomly chosen, so it's not good for a beginner game, but they're randomly chosen. For example, collect 2 spices. So 1 spice is this one, for example. If you collect 1, you put your cube on, so everybody knows, oh, they're going for it. And the second one, if you do the second one, you take the card, and it's 3 points in the game. South Sea depots, that means if you put a depot in mainland Southeast Asia or Mayapahit, then you can have 2 points if you build 2 depots. So 1 in each or whatever, or 2 in 1, doesn't matter. And then the Ultimate Explorer, place your cube on this card if you have explored in 3 regions, or 3 regions for 3 to 4 players, or 2 regions for 2 players. Claim this card if you have explored more regions than stated above. Okay, I guess you need to have 1 extra then, I guess. And then you get 4 points. Now, in solo, Nicola de Conte will not go for this. You've got all the time in the world to try to complete this, well, before the game ends. Okay. Then another thing I have to talk about is the health of Admiral Zheng He. Because at the start of the round, you do a certain thing. First of all, you move forward on the track, and every time there's like an icon. So after the first round, we move forward, and there's a candle, and that's Admiral Zheng He's health. So every time we will roll the star die, so for example, 3, he will move forward 3 steps. Now, if he ever reaches the final step, then he will die. And then the game will end immediately. Nothing else happens. So that happened my last game. I think we finished in round 8, start of round 8 or something. So suddenly all my plants fell in the water because I fell in the water because I died, I guess. So that's him. You also have the Mongol situations or the invasions and all that kind of stuff. Here you roll the red die for, up, and that's a 0. So in this case, nothing happens. But if it's -2, then the prestige track goes down, or -1 goes down by 1 or 2. But if it's +1 or 2, you go up. So that's a very nice thing to do, or badly. Then you've got the storms. So there's a square here. So the storm will say there's a huge storm in this sea area, or the other way around, there's a huge storm in this sea area. So that basically means if you want to move, then you're going to have to roll a die and see if you are strong enough to get through it or not. And if you don't, you have to spend troops or porcelain, I believe. And if you can't, you're going to lose prestige points. But if you can, you're going to win prestige points because you faced the storm. You know, it's very heroic. What else do you have here? This would be replenishing goods, because you can have several stacks here that will then replenish goods that have been bought. Then you also have, that's basically it. Yeah. So then another thing you have to do is you will check turn player order, but in this solo game, Niccolo de Conti is always first. He does all his actions, and then it's my turn. Well, once again, in a multiplayer game, it will be you do 1 disc, next person, next person, next person, then you again, and so on. Or 1 card, I should say. Okay, then you first of all check if there are any ports that has no ship, then the the affinity will go down, the affiliation will go down, so they'll like you less, in other words. Also, if there's any cubes that have been used, they will be going to this baggie here, right? And then they will come back out randomly, 1 per harbor. So you're not filling up every spot, just 1 per harbor. And then next up is you will roll the dice again. If someone's a diviner, they can reroll 1 for themselves or someone else. You can actually block other people if you want that way. Then you rearrange your cards. So let's say I used diplomacy, explore, and combat. Then they would go to the beginning. These would stay in their positions. They're stuck. And these, you can put them back in any order you want, but they'll be in the first 3 spots. Also, I should mention, let's say I use combat. You can use combat again, but it wouldn't be 5 again. It would be 0 in that turn. Okay, not in the reset, but in that turn. So I have to make sure I put everything back the way it was according to this board. Because it's part of setup, it has to be according to this. Okay, so, and then you get income. So for every kiln or troop station, what's it, barracks, you get an extra 1 of these. And you can have multiple ones. But in total, you only have 5 of them. Okay, so that includes the depots as well. All right, I think that brings this somewhat to a close. I think we can just start. Like I said, I didn't go super deep on the rules, but I think it's enough to get started. When it's solo, Niccolo Conti rolls a die, and depends where, then that determines where he starts. So he starts in Mecca because he rolled a 0. So Mecca is the starting point. But basically, he always starts somewhere here. So when he moves, he's going to go to lower rated ports. So you can see here there's numbers 15 all the way to 1. So he, at this moment, is in Mecca. So that's 13. So he's going to go that way until he reaches Champa, and then he's going to go back that way. Okay. So I can kind of predict where he's going and where to watch out from, basically. Okay. Also, he's following, the way he does his turns is according to these flow charts. Now, like I said, I played before, so I roughly know what he's already going to do, but I'm still going to be checking it a lot, I think, just to be sure. So it's better to be safe than sorry. And I think I mentioned before, he always starts first. So anyway, let's just start the game. This administration stuff is all skipped except for these 3 dice. So let's go ahead and roll them. Wow, that was aggressive. And it is a horrible roll. -1, -2, and -2. Yikes. Okay, so -1. Should have just kept the 1 from the example. -2, -1, and -2. Oh gosh, it's horrible. So -2. So normally you adjust it in the top left corner as well, but I'm not going to do that. So that can just be ignored because it's too far for me to reach. And there's only 2 people to keep an eye on, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Okay, so we are set. He will start first, Niccolo de Conti. So his first action is he's going to explore where he is. So that's Mecca. So he has a value of 5. So I should say explore always has 5, trade always has 4, sail always has 1. I put these dice there so I remember because they're not in the game and I forget stuff. So I want to make sure I remember. So I put those dice there. So he's going to do his explore combined with the lowest value deity disc. So in this case, we have -2, -2, -1. So he's going to do -2. So 5 -2 is 3. And you look at the action, which means he's going to take 1 cube and get 0 story points. Now he's going to go for both trade and sail. He doesn't care about anything else. And trade first and foremost. So he's going to take 1 trade cube, put it on here, and that is it. So let's take a look at the flow chart. Are there any trade or sale knowledge tokens at the current port? Yes, there are. Attempts to gain the maximum number of knowledge tokens. We did it already. Can we acquire any non-animal trade goods? No, cannot. So can we use a free sale action? No, because it doesn't have a cube. So proceed to the next flow chart. All right. So he did explore. Next up is trade. So once again, he's going to use the lowest value deity dial. So it's 2. So I said disc, but they call it a dial. Okay. So 4 -2. So he has a value of 2. Now there's nothing to do there for trade. It's too low. So basically he will forfeit and exchange. Now you see this card here is player 8, says exchange. If your action is a value of 2 and you can't do anything, you can exchange it for 2 porcelain. Now he doesn't care about troops, so he's only going to get porcelain. There we go. All right. Also, you can see he doesn't have any score tokens on the top track, so he doesn't care about prestige. He only cares about profit. those Phoenicians. Okay, so then we go to the third action is sail. So sail action is 1 minus 1. That's 0. So can we take any sail action? No. Can we take another trade action? No. Forfeit the sail action with the lowest value deity dial to gain porcelain. So less than 2 is 1, so he still gets 1. So basically he got 3 porcelain this round. Now, porcelain isn't exactly bad because 1 point per porcelain for him, and also you can use it to boost certain actions. Okay, so then it's my turn. I'm in Nanjing, I get +2. My initial idea was I'm going to do combat 5 plus, construction 5 plus 2, 7. I can still do it. And then I've got my commander who has +2 to construction as well, which makes it a 9 value. And then I have the disc. Of course, the disc is -1, -2, -2. So if I use -1, it lowers it back down to 8. So that allows me to build 2. Now I'm going to be a little bit crazy. I'm going to spend 4 troops to do +4 to my construction, so I can build 3 of them. Because in my experience, it's very nice to have a lot of resources in general. So I'm going to build 2 kilns and 1 barracks. There we go. So that was my first action. So now I still have -2, -2. Sail is 3, -2 is only 1. Now I can boost sail, but that means I have to use 1 of each, which is kind of annoying. And sail 1, that means I don't even arrive in Champa because sailing would cost 2 just to get out of Nanjing. Oh no, I have +2 to my action. Yes. So we have +2 is 5, -2 is, so my sailing is 3. So it's 2 to get out, but I can spend, I have to spend 2 to scout. I guess I'm just going to risk it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to sail. I have 3. So this is 2 to get here. And like I said, I can't use the last one. It's kind of wasted. So I'm just going to hope it's not -2. All right. Let's just fingers crossed. Okay. 1. Good. Perfect. Perfect. So this goes here. 1. Okay. So that's my second action. And then I have explore left, which is now 4 -2. It's only 2. Now I can boost explore with troops, which I'm going to do. Oh, wait. What about trade? Trade is impossible. So if I boost it with my troops, I can go up to 4 and get 2 cubes, which I think I'll do. Yes, I'll do that. So I'm spending tons of troops now. So that gives me 2. It gives me 1 story point, which is basically the biggest reason why I wanted to do it. So 1 story point and 2 cubes. And those 2 cubes will be construction. Diplomacy, since I'll need it in my next round as well. And also trade, because those 2 will be coming up. And that is the end of the first round, basically. Okay. Now we get to go through the whole administration thing. So we go to the right and we have to roll for Zheng He's health. So how am I feeling today? Not very good, -2. Having this is like a cough coming up on the oceans, right? It's not looking good. Okay, so then we also look at the Mongol invasion. Now it doesn't matter because we don't have anything. Well, we could have been +2. There's -2. None of us lose anything. So good for us. All right. So I really didn't get anything, right? I'm just going to double check here. I wasn't supposed to get anything. No, I wasn't. Okay. Okay. So then we check. That's it. So now it's gray. So the arrows at this point do not matter. Oh, wait. I forgot to take this card when I was moving around. Okay. So it's Chinese diaspora, which looks really nice. Spirit away, basically. So the first option I have is cold water, which means lower this by 2, which is not necessarily bad, because if I use diplomacy, I can boost it up and get more points. Or party time. So party time says, let's take the rule book, gain a random trade good of the region. Affiliation of the port +2. Place 3 markers on this card. Remove 1 marker at the start of each of your next 3 turns. You must keep at least 1 ship at the port and cannot perform combat action against the port as long as there are any markers on this card. Remove this card to the discard pile after the last market is removed. So that is really bad. So I'm just going to take cold water. I don't want to be stuck at that port for 3 turns because it's huge. That's not going to happen. So -2 and then just discard it. Yeah. Bye-bye. Let's put it here. Anyway, so where were we? We moved. We did all that. We did the Mongols. The turn order does not change. And then here, wherever there's a marker where there's no ship, it goes down, but there's a ship there. So that doesn't happen. No cubes have been used, so that doesn't happen. So re-roll the dice. Oh, and before all that happens, I have to choose my next character, actually. Obviously, I want to have someone who gives me plus for diplomacy. This one, yes, the interpreter. Okay, so the interpreter will be here. And then I put my kiln back, my porcelain, and my troop, and my cubes. And then the commander is flipped over. Fight for your dreams, and your dreams will fight for you. And it's put on the side. Okay, so then we roll the dice. I'm doing some damage here. Okay, so -1, 2, and -1. Okay, so I'll put these down to show that I've used them. So -1. So sorry, this is not -1. This is -1, yeah. Well, it's a little bit better, but it's not much better. -1, -1, and 2. So 2, -1, -1. Okay. And then we rearrange the cards. So diplomacy and trade are all the way to the right. And then here, I have to choose which order. I'm going to put sail last, and then explore, and then combat. I don't think I'll be fighting anytime soon. Maybe I'll put combat last. There we go. And construction. Well, construction I need to do, actually. I need construction. So I'll do it like this for this card. Okay. So then I get income. I get 2 of these and 1 of those. So 2 porcelain and 1 troop. Okay. And then it's back to Zheng He. Yeah, sorry, Niccolo. Sorry. So Niccolo has 5 explore. He's still in Mecca. 5 explore, but then -1. So there'll be 4 explore, which allows him to take 2 cubes and a story point. So the story point will go here. Yep. And then he gets 2 cubes, and he'll get 2 sail cubes. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, then the other option for him is to, can we acquire any trade goods? Still cannot, no. So free trade action, can we do a free sail action to reach a port? I think he can because he has 2 of these. No. You can only do it if you can also trade there. So no, he's not going to use that. So then his second action is the trade action. So that'll be 4 -1, so 3. So there's nothing there that costs 3, but I think he's going to boost it with porcelain. Yes. So 3, and he's going to go for the highest profit points. So that would be a 6. So he's going to spend his 3 porcelain to have a total value of 6 and get this jug. And Niccolo is on the board with 3 points. Now, one thing I didn't talk about was the bonuses that you get when you cross these areas. But yeah, I'll mention it when we come. But basically, you have to choose either upgrading a card or a ship. And for Niccolo, it's automatically a ship and then later on cards. I think the automatic ship is on point number 5. I believe I should have put it there, actually. Yeah, that is correct. Okay. So then the last thing that he can do is sail. So that'll be 1, +2 is 3 and a potential 5 if necessary, but he's just going to go down, like I said. So he's at Mecca, he's going to go to Aden, which will cost him 1. So he's got 3, right? So 2 left, and then he goes to Hormuz, which is 1 left, and then Calicut. Yeah, so he's going to end up here. And he never rolls for affiliation. He doesn't care about that. People just, well, wow. He has no effect wherever he's going. Then it's me. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do diplomacy. I have 5. But of course, I could do construction first, so my diplomacy gets +2. So if I do construction, that's at the moment 3. And yeah, if I do 3 +2, but then I'm actually spending 1 too much for it. I could do -1, but then it's 2. I have to sacrifice all my troops just to be able to build it, which is a bit annoying. So, but I do need a building, so I'll just use my 2. So it's 3 +2 is 5. But then I can use the remaining action strength to scout Malacca, for example. But then if I put a cube there, it's just going to go down. So yeah, I don't think that's really necessary. I'll just, but I can also scout the encounter card, if I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken, I'm not mistaken. For 1, you can check out the goods of a port and affiliation in your region. If you do 2, then you can also check the encounter card, but I don't have 2. So anyway, I'll just build 1 thing. I'll build it here in Ayutthaya. Boom. Doesn't give me anything else except a +2 for my following action, which will be diplomacy. So it's 5 -1 is 4 +2 is 6. The strength of Ayutthaya is 3. So I have 3 left. That's 1, 2, 3. So I need 1 more. So I'll give them a nice porcelain vase. And then I've got everything I need. So this is +4. Boom. You love me. You really, really love me. And this goes away. And then I get a story. And I already have 1 there. So it goes +1. Up. And because I went up 4 points, right? I get 4 prestige. So what? I'm also on the board. So then I have 1 left. I guess I'll do trade. Trade is 4. -1 is 3. +2 is 5. Now I could get an elephant. That would give me a bonus. But I actually want the scroll because that's going to give me 2 cubes and a story point. So I'll take the scroll, get the story point, up, and then put the scroll here so I don't forget that I actually have 3 of these. And I'm going to save them to upgrade a card. Yeah, I don't know which one yet. We'll see. Round over. Okay, let's move on. So here, now there's a storm on this side of this. Now, Zheng he doesn't really care about, not Zheng He. The Conti, he doesn't really care all that much about storms, but it does say he will never sail into a storm or to Nanjing. So he's not going, he does care about storms. He's just not going to sail them. Which means he's probably going to get a ton of porcelain when he does his sail action. Okay, so we're there now. Nothing much to do aside from the fact that this is storm now. And then we move on. So wherever there's cubes and no ships, they go down, but it's nowhere. So then the next spot is we roll it, but I have to choose my guy first, or my person. Okay, so I have the diviner who can re-roll. Doesn't sound bad at the moment. This one, navigator's +1 sail, which is just meh, okay. This is +1 trade, it's gonna go down. And then we have the healer who will make it easier to use guides, basically. I think I'll go the healer because I might want to boost explore. And if I boost explore, I don't have to use a guy, at least 1 guy. All right, so I move this over, up, up, and this here. My porcelain, kiln, my dudes, and the barracks. So the interpreter is gone. You can see the whole picture only if you step out of the frame. Okay. So we roll the dice. 1, 1, and -3. I should have gone with the diviner. Anyway, -3. And then +1. It's steadily getting better though. Steadily. So -3. At least our good friend Niccolo will not be able to get a lot of cubes. +1 and +1. +1. Okay. And then I get my income, which is 2 porcelain and 1 troop. Oh, also because I built that there, I can put a cube on this one. So, also I explored, right? If you explore, you need to put a cube there if you explored for the first time. So both me and Niccolo were supposed to put cubes down. So he put a cube in East Africa. Sorry, why is he here? It's supposed to be here in Arabia. And I put a cube here in Ayutthaya. And also, where else was I going to put a cube? I think that's the only place there where we have taken stuff. Yes. Because when there's a cube, it actually costs 1 action strength more to get more information there. Okay. So, anyway, to Niccolo. So, he has a strength of 5 explore, -3. So, his strength is only 2. So with 2, he can still get 1 cube from Calicut, and he's going to get trade, but he doesn't get any story points, so that's done. Then he's going to do, but can he get a trade there? Non-animal one? No. Can he go somewhere where he can get some, it's cheaper? No, he cannot. Because he cannot reach Mogadishu. Because it's too expensive. Wait, let me check. He's not going to go for this one because not a regular trade good. So I don't think he's going to go anywhere because everything else is too expensive to go. Unless if he goes to Hormuz because there's only 1, 2 there. So yeah, actually he's going to do a free. No, because Hormuz would cost 3. He doesn't have enough to go back basically to buy that. So no, he's not going to do any of those things. So then it's trade action. So he's 4 + 1 is 5, where he is right now. He's going to try to buy the most expensive one. That one is 6 actually, but he cannot boost it. So he'll just buy the 4. That will put him up 2 points, and that will give him his new ship. He's got 2 ships now. There we go. Then we have the sail action, which will be 1 + 1 is 2. And because 2 of these ships are there, he's going to choose his flagship, this one, to go forward. And he's actually going to be able to do move twice. Because he's going to go to Kote, because remember it's golden. So this is 1. But the next one will be free. But he's going to cross to go to Bengal. He's going to cross, which is the number 2, but the second one is free because it's this. So here is there. Oh no, he's not. He's not gonna sail. Sorry, because it's a storm. He doesn't sail in a storm. So his value is 2. So he's gonna exchange it to get 2 porcelain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, my bad. So it did say, can we take another trade action? But no, because the trade action would be 0, and then he doesn't have enough. So no, and then forfeit and get the stuff. Okay, my turn. So I'm still on this side. I should really be going somewhere else, honestly. But I put sail at the bottom. I don't know why. Oh, no, I didn't move them. Yeah, I forgot to move my stuff around. So explore and sail is now all the way here. And these 3 are changed. So I think it will be something like this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I took the things out, but I didn't refresh it. That makes more sense. So I want to sail, get out of there. And it is now yellow, which is a bad time to sail because I'm going against the grain once anyway. This is going to cost 2. And then another 2. But it is 4, so there's not really much of a problem there. I'm going to Palembang because I want to have the spices. It's required. And also, I can build something there. And I have +2 to my sail. So it's pretty good. So sail is 2 plus 4 is 6. I cannot do -3 because that slows me down way too much. So it is 6 plus 1, I guess, would be 7. So this would be 2, 4. So I can spend 2 to roll and see how much the people in Palembang like me. They don't care about me. 0. Okay, and then I have 1 left. So I can go there. Whoop, Palembang. And then I can potentially spend 1 left to see if any of these 2 like me. I think I'm leaning towards Surabaya because of the manuscripts. Yeah, let's just see if Surabaya likes me. They also don't care. But it's going to go down though. So that's the downside of it all. Okay, so now I have diplomacy left and explore. So explore I can boost with my guys and especially with the healer because she gives me the bonus. And the bonus is lose 1 less troop on 1 occasion every round selected by the player. So yeah. Also, I moved. I just sailed. I need to take an encounter. Bribery. So I can refuse. It goes -1. I can give a small gift. So I spend 1 of these to go up 1. Or I can give a huge gift, 3, and go up 3. Which I guess automatic. Well, I think I'm just going to refuse. Because I can get more points that way. So I'm refuse. Up. And then that's it. And then I can do diplomacy and everyone's happy. But let's do explore first. Because exploration, I can use the guys. I can use 1 less. So exploration is 5. So if I want to have all 3, I need to boost it by 2. Diplomacy is 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, whatever. Explore first. So explore is 5 plus 1 is 6, and spend 1 vase 7. Sorry, 1 guy, but then the 1 guy is protected by the healer. So that's it. 6 plus 1 7. I get all 3 of them. Yes, this is all going nicely. I get all 3 of them, and I get a story point. Is it storybook? Yeah, story points. Here we go. And I put a cube in Palembang. There we go. And then because I have these, I'm going to upgrade my diplomacy. So I still own this. I just flip it over, put it here at the bottom. And these 2 go in the bag, and I upgrade my diplomacy. Boom. So my diplomacy action now has +2. Which is nice. All right, so then I'll do diplomacy. So it's 5 minus 3 is 2. So I need to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to have 7. Okay, so I have 2, they have 3, so I need 5 basically. Because 5 would put me up to 7 minus 3 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 plus 5 is 7. Minus 3 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. That's a lot of porcelain. But they love me now. Boom. And because they love me now, I get another story point up. And also because it just went up, how many? 4 again. Right, 4, right? Yes. I get another 4 points here. So that puts me all the way up to 8. So I get 2 upgrades. So I will put another ship out. And then I can upgrade a card, and I will upgrade sail. Because sail, no, not sail. I will upgrade explore, because explore does not have any cubes that you can collect. There we go. All right. So sadly, I haven't upgraded sail yet. If I upgrade sail, I can spread my action between my 2 ships. I already upgraded diplomacy, so that can be divided between the 2. Explore can also be divided between the 2 in the future. Okay, so I did that. I did not build yet. I can do that later. I did not buy this one yet. I can do that later. I have explored. So basically I should put cubes here, right? So I have 2 of them already. And I need to have 2 more to claim this. But I don't think that'll be a problem. That will happen naturally. Okay, I am done. He is done. Let's move it along. Let's see how healthy I am. 2. So another 2. The cough is slightly getting worse. Yes. All right. So that's me. Then there's also the storm changes direction. So where I am now, it is storming. But luckily, I have a bunch of stuff I still want to do here. So maybe I don't really need to sail. But I guess we'll see. All right. So that's flipped. Then we stay there. Then the turn order doesn't matter here. Wherever there's no ship, it goes down. So this goes down, up, aviation goes down. That's the only place where it does that. Here as well, up. So I should try to go there maybe, but we'll see. And then we but I also have to choose who I am, actually. I have to choose who I am. And the cubes come out. Let's put the cubes first. So 1 in Mecca, which is building. And then where else is 1 gone? I think it's where I am, I guess. Palembang. Yeah, it's a new one. Okay. I did it in the wrong order. It's supposed to start from port 1. So Champa, then Ayutthaya. So they get this one. And then Surabaya, and then Palembang. So yeah, anyway. All right, so I have to choose who. So we have +1 trade, which is looking quite nice at the moment. We also have the diviner, which lets me reroll. And we have the +1 sail. I think I'm going to take the +1 sail. For the simple fact is I think we will sail. And we're going to have to sail through the storm, which will be challenging, but can also give us something. Because if we manage to successfully sail through the storm, we get prestige, I think. Yeah, we'll check it out later, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't really say. Oh, it says here, sailing into a sea. For every point, we have to get rid of the resources. And if we can, we get a story in the region. And if not, we lose prestige for every point that we could not give. So it's either 1 troop or 2 porcelain. But luckily, I think we do have enough of those. Should be. We'll see. So the healer goes away. I may heal your body, but I can't heal your soul. That is very deep. Okay, so then we move on. So that's done. Cubes are done. We roll the dice. Wow, this is very good. 3 minus 2 and 2. So let me put these down. So 3 plus 3. And then plus 2, and then minus 2. So once again, it makes it difficult for him to explore, which is good for me, because it's better for me. The less he explores, the better, because exploring allows him to get extra stuff. So minus 2, and then was it plus 3? But he's flying high on the trade though. +3 and +2. And he's going to sail very nicely as well. But he's not going to go into the storm, so there's that. Okay, so my turn. No, not my turn. We're not there yet. So now I get income. And also have to do this. So first trade and combat all the way to the right, and construction. And then here, which one? I'll put sail first, and then diplomacy, and then explore. Yeah. Yes, because I have sail +1. Although I don't think, yeah, okay, whatever. And then my income, 2 vases and 1 troop. And then it's Nicolo's turn. So he will try to get some cubes from Calicut. So Calicut still has 2 left. He'll do explore. 5 minus 2 is 3. But because he's doing exploration and it's already been checked, it's actually 1 extra to do the action. So it's actually 3 to get 1, which he has. 5 minus 2 is 3. So you can get 1 cube, and that's it. But he doesn't care about the cubes because there's no sale and there's no trade. So if he doesn't care about it, then he says performs the second action, then the third action if there was a first and second, before returning to this again. Oh, okay. So he'll do trade first. Okay. So trade will be the first action. So it'll be 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2. So there's just 2. Can they afford it with porcelain? So he has a value of 4. There's just no. 4 for the trade action. So 4 gives you how much porcelain? Just 2. Okay. It jumps a lot. Well, the next one is 5 to get 3. So he gets another 2. There we go. And then he will do sail. So sail just says, I guess he'll just do the next one. But this time it doesn't say with the lowest value deity. It's just like, can we take any sail action? Of course it is correct, but I think since Explorer is going to use a 2, sail will take the 3. So that is 4. 4 sail, and they're going to go to, according to the number, right? So it's 4. And it's going to be the flagship because in the same spot with both ships, the flagship moves. And it's great. So this will be 1 to Kotte, 2 to Bengal, 3 to Pegu, and then they're going to stop because they don't want to go into the storm. And then in Pegu, he'll do explore, which is 5, plus 2, which is 7. So he's going to get 1 story point in purple. There we go. In Burma and Bengal, he's going to put 1 cube in Pegu. And he's supposed to put 1 cube in Calicut as well. And then, because he did that, 7, he will take only 1 though. 1 sail. And then, after he has done that, I think he might be able to do an extra action. Any non-trade goods that are not an animal. No, cannot. A free sail action to go somewhere where he can. I don't think so. Because there's no trade goods for cost of 2 anywhere nearby. No, so no. Okay, so that's the end of his turn. Then it's me. So first of all, I want to construct so I can get the card. There's a value of 4, so I already have it. So my option is -2. And then, well, actually, I can just build in Surabaya. So no, I'm just going to do trade here and get the spices. Is it the spices? Yeah. So I get the spices. So trade is 5, which means I already have it. I go to -2, so it's 4, and then spend 1 of these to bring it back up to 5, and get this one. That gives me +2 here. Wait, yoink. So there we go. And that also gives me 1 to collect 2 spices. So then I'm going to leave Palembang behind, and I'm going to sail to Surabaya. Now, I have a value of 3. I can boost it I don't really need to boost it at all, to be honest. But I can do it with 2. Actually, I shouldn't have done -2 at all. Yeah, I can swap them. Well, so I'll just leave it. Okay, so because it's table sticks, okay? So anyway, if I go there, that only costs me 1. But we are sailing through a storm. And with a storm, I think I have to roll anyway. So it's a good idea to use the 3 instead of the 2, I believe. I'm going to diplomacy there. It's going to be 4, 6 -2 is 3. Yeah, I'm fine there. So I'll do 3. So sail is 6. And sailing through a storm means roll the 8-sided star die to determine your losses. For every point rolled, you either lose 2. So it doesn't even matter. I'm going to use the 3. So I'll just do 2 then, I guess. So it's 5. And then I roll the star. And then see how many troops I lose. 3. Oh my gosh. 3 guys have perished. But I did survive. So there's always that. I get 1 of the destined region. So +1 here. Yay, 1 story point. And that's it. So I do arrive here. Boom. And then for my final action, I can do diplomacy. And not well, I can leave diplomacy actually. And I'll just do construction. So I will construct. So I have 4 plus 3 is 7. And you know what? I'll use my last guy to get it up to 8. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 8. I can only build 1 anymore, so it doesn't matter. I don't use my last guy. So I'll put this one here. That means that I built the second one. This goes away, and I claim these 2 points. Yay, 2 points. And then a new one comes out, and that is South Asia depot. Yeah, but I've already built everything now. So if you build it there, you get more. So this is useless for me now. But anyway, too bad. Okay, so I used my last thing. That's it. But I did add 4, add 7. So I have 3 left. So I can still scout, for example, Malacca, or I can scout Samudera, or Kotte, or Pegu. I'm going to scout. Where is there? I'm going to scout Bengal. I'm going to scout Bengal because it's in the region next to me, right? So I can do that. Costs 2. I just hope it's not too low. 1. Perfect. Perfect. There we go, Bengal. Nice. Because that will set me up for the collect 2 spices one. Okay, done. We move forward again. So new goods come out. So Mecca had 1 good that was bought there. So up. This one comes out. And Aden, no. Hormuz, no. Calicut had 4. So Calicut gets 1. That will be spices. It's good news for me. Kotte stays the same. Pegu stays the same. Bengal, no one bought anything there. Palembang, 1 was bought. So up. New one. Surabaya, no. Malacca, no. Ayutthaya, yes, 1. So I think that is it, right? Because I have 2, he has 2, that's 4. I think we've replenished everything that we needed to. I do believe so. Yes. Okay. So then we continue. I should choose my new person. It's going to be either the diviner or trade. I don't need a trade yet, so I'm going to go for the diviner so I can re-roll 1 either for myself or someone else. So transfer everything. There we go. Up. So the navigator, the less attached you are, the farther you may go. All right. So blah blah blah. So wherever I am not, it goes. The affiliation goes down. So it's here. There's no one there in Bengal, so it goes down. I'm here. I think that's it. Yes. Then cubes. Are there any cubes in there? No cubes were used. Then we roll. And remember, I have the diviner, so I can re-roll. Okay, so it's -2 and 0. And then we have the plus. So that means whatever the next roll is going to be plus. So another plus. So let me just check exactly how that then works. If it's plus, count it as +1, then roll again. The next result is a positive number regardless of its original sign. And that's again, if it's again, repeat it. So it's 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we roll again. Minus. I think that just means it's 0. If a minus is rolled after a plus, then it's automatically 0. So it's 0, 0, minus 2. So I'm going to re-roll the -2 for myself. And it's a -2. Well, that was easy. Okay, so thank you, Diviner. You were very useful. So -2 and then 0, 0. So 0, 0, -2. Not what we would have wanted or liked. But I do have +2 there, so at least there's that. Will I sail? What is more important? Combat is the least of my worries now. Sail and trade. Sail maybe. That. Sail. Oh, the storm is gone. I think we should sail. Should upgrade sail. Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay, so done. Then reorganize, we did already, and then income. So 2 vases and 1 troop. And then, okay, explore is 5, -2 is 3. So depending on where, none of them, he can't do any of them. So because he can't do anything, we will do the same thing as before. So this will go to trade. So 4 minus 2 is 2. There are no 2s where he is. He can use up to 4 porcelain to go up to 6, and that is definitely the case. That works. So we got 6, 3, and 6, 3 here. And I guess we'll break the tie with the flagship and then take this one. So he gets +3, and he's going to get a bunch of upgrades because he is going to get upgrades to his cards for 7 and 8, I believe. 7 is sail, 8 is trade. So he's gonna get 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Sail and trade gets upgraded. And then 10, he will upgrade explorer. Okay, so trade is done. And then he will do 0 for sail. So it's basically 2. And whichever one is most back, I think it was. Yeah, so he's going to use this ship to move forward. So he has a value of 2. So it's going to be 1 to Kotte and then to Bengal 2. There we go. And then we will do explore 5. So in this case, he can do it. He will get 1 story point in purple. So hub, and it's in Bengal. He hasn't been there yet. So hub, and he will take a trade token. And then because he has done that, he has another option to do, right? Can we acquire any non-animal trade goods as a free action? He has a value of 3 for trade. And no. Yes, actually, he can. You can get the upgrade here, which is awesome, because it'll make his red always be +1. So he takes this and he gets a story point. Yeah. All right. Nice for him. That's him done. That's me. So once again, I've got -2, 0, 0. Okay. So I wanted to do diplomacy. Diplomacy is 7. +2 is 9. I guess here I can do -2. So that becomes 7 again. 7 minus 3 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So Surabaya also really loves me. So I get 1 point here. And also because I went up 4, I get a 4 there too. So that is 12. And then I was going to think trade. Trade is 2. It's enough to get this one. So I'll do trade. Bum. So I get this one. The manuscript, I'll put it here because it's a cube. It gives me 1 story points again. So I've got the story point. Well, I already had them actually. But yeah, anyway. The cube is important. So then I can do explore, which I will do. So it's 4 plus 1 is 5 and 0. But if I add a troop, I have 6. And then I can get 3 cubes divided amongst my ship. So I'll get 1 trade because I'll be able to upgrade trade. Then I can get 2 more. I'll do 1 sail and 1 of these, of course. So then I will flip my manuscripts and get rid of my 3 trade tokens, and I will upgrade trade. There we go. All right. And also because I did that, because I got 3, I get 1 story points. Yeah, overkill in the Mayapa hit. Anyway, so I didn't sail in the end, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's done. We move forward and let's see how Zheng He is feeling. I cannot die, right? Not yet. No, too far away. 2. Well, I'm starting to feel I'm starting to look very, very pale. And then the Mongols are there. 2. So I had to check. The Mongols does mean, is it profit or prestige? Because I always mix that up. It's prestige. So I get +2. Boom. Thank you, Mongols. And he gets nothing because he doesn't score in the prestige track. All right. So that's done. Up. Blah, 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 blah. Then wherever there's no ship, the affinity goes down. So this one is no longer a fan of me. It becomes gray. There we go. Then Bengal, there's a ship there. Doesn't change. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then cubes come out. So we start at Champa. There's nothing there. Then Ayutthaya. There's 1. Then Malacca. Nothing. Then Surabaya. There's 1. Palembang is the last one. Okay. Done. Then I choose my board, but there's only 1 left. There's not much of a choice. Has to be the merchant for trading, which is good because I need profit. I don't have enough profit. I need those points. What I need to do is get out and get to the more profitable ones. So it was diviner. Change your thoughts and you change your destiny. Okay. So re-roll the dice. 2, 3, and -2. That's it's -3. Oh my gosh! I thought wrong. So these 3 go down. Let me do that first. Sail goes to the right, followed by combat, followed by trade because I've got a trade lady. And then we're going to do diplomacy and explore. All right. So we have -2. Horrible. -3. Not much better. Not better at all. And then +2. Okay, so -3, +2, and -2. All right, and then I get my income. So I'm getting a lot of porcelain again. So I should do some diplomacy, I guess. All right, let's see, Niccolo, what are you going to do? He's going to explore. So 5 -3 is 2. So he's not going to take anything where he is. So he's once again going to skip his action and see if he can do it later. So it's going to be trade. So 4 plus 1 is 5, minus 3 is 2. So there's nothing for 2, but he can boost it up to 6. But didn't he do that last time? Up to 6? He didn't spend it all up. Or maybe I forgot. So anyway, he can boost it up to 6. So he will go for the spices. So this one. So 5. So he spends 3 porcelain. So he'll go up 2, which means he now also upgrades his explore action. And I think, is there a follow-up? It does not. So then it's sail. So we'll do +2. So 4 sail action, and we're at gray. So you can go wherever you want. There'll be this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. She's now in Palembang. And then it'll be explore. So it'll be 5, 6 minus 2 is 4. So he's going to do 4, which he can now do. He's going to do it here. And he's going to get 2 cubes. In the end, only 1. But he will get a story point there. And I'm fine with him getting a story point there because I've got a huge lead. He's going to have to try very hard to catch me there. And yeah, there's this. Now, after his explore action, he's going to try and do something, right? Any non-animal trade goods. He does have 4 of them. So I think, no. Yes, you can get that one, the scroll. So he spends 3 to get the manuscript. So the manuscript is placed here. So when there's an option, he will use that. Okay, so that is done. Then it is my turn. And I am over here. Now, I have got tribute in 2 places. I could go to Nanjing and get 3 points, but I don't want to do that necessarily. I do want to sail. There's no storm. It's just gray. So it's going to be 5. Unless I can get some green cube somewhere and boost it, but it doesn't look like that. I could sail to Kote and then get it, but sailing to Kote is a good idea, actually. So I've got 5. There'll be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's perfect, actually. But the problem is you got -3 and -2. So it's kind of like a bummer. 5. So 1, 2, 3. Is there any way that I can boost it? Well, this helps with sail. So I'll do 5 -3 is 2. So I will spend, this is 1, 2, 3. So I spend 3 vases to cancel this one out, basically. So it's still just 5. So I can roll a die to see how much Kote likes me or not. -2. They hate me. They hate everyone. So if I go there, I can do diplomacy, though. So diplomacy would be +2. +2 is 4. But they're at 4. And maximum I can do is 3. So I could lift them up a little bit, get some points, but I wouldn't get the story points. So yeah, Kote might not be a good idea. I can still go to Pegu, but there's nothing to do there. It's been robbed clean. Oh, I can still go to Kote and explore, but explore is at 2. I can still get 4. And 4 would get me 2 cubes and a story points, which is better than nothing. Yeah, let's just do that. I'll go to Kote anyway. But I cannot trade. Okay, so I'm there now. So this is spent. So I still have 2 actions to do. 1 -2 and 1 +2. I could try to combat it, but that will be 4 + 3. They can have a maximum of 7. While at combat, I'm at 4 + 2 is 6. And if I spend these guys, I can go up to 7 and potentially win or draw. Because if I roll a 3, that's bad. But if I win, I do get 2 story points and also points there. You know what? Let's do combat +2. Let's go for it. +2, so that's 6. And then I'll add 1 guy, so 7. Let's see, Kote. 0. Yes. Means I win. So this goes away. Let's replace with this. I install a ruler. I get 2 story points. There we go. And I also get 2 points to chosen there. So obviously I choose this 4. Then I have 1 more action. But I have to do -2. So this is trade 4 and then -2. So I got 2 left. But then I spend 2 vases to boost it up. So basically discard this. So it's these cancel each other out. So this is 4. And the manuscript is 4, which gives me 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. And also story point. Up. So 2 plus 2 is 4. I get rid of these. I flip this one over. And I upgrade my sale card. Boom. Done. Done, done, and done. Done and dusted. Okay, so then that is, I did sale. I forgot to do this. I always forget to do this. Market. Ignore 1 resource of your choice, which is nice. Or spend 2 of these. Add 2 strength to 1 future sale action. Well, of course, because it's too late anyway, I'll ignore it. And I get a resource of my choice, be a troop. Okay, but I should really remember to do it. Ugh. Anyway, done. We move forward. We roll for Zheng He again. Could he possibly die? No, not yet. We're getting closer to his death, but 2 again. Oh my God, he's in his bed now. I'm not getting up anymore. I'm just, and pus everywhere. What's going on? I hate the sea. Stuff like that. Anyway, so I might die the next round. Hopefully not, but we'll see. So I haven't been paying attention to this. I've only gotten cubes in 2 locations. Is that correct? I guess so. And then the depose is impossible. And I still need to have the spices. There's 1 over there. There's 2 over there. So I have to go more that way. Also, they like me in 3 locations. If I send this one, my battery cut out, so I lost my train of thought. But anyway, let's continue. I rolled for Zheng He, and I will add the storm now to the left side of the sea, which is annoying for me because that's exactly where I am, but I still have 2 troops, and I'm going to get another one, so I should be able to survive any kind of storm. So that one's over there. Yeah, I remember now. I was saying I have 3 areas where they really love me. So if I go back now to Nanjing, I will get a nice boost in points, especially since I'm close to dying. And I'm here in Surabaya, I actually get +2 to my action, which I'm pretty sure I forgot to do last time. But anyway, too late now. So we did these 2 things. Okay, done. Then blah, blah, blah. Where am I not? It goes down. So I'm not here. It goes down. Also, if this ever goes down to the bottom, then this is destroyed and I don't get it back. So blah, blah, blah. Nowhere else. Any cubes where there are no ships? No. Okay, cool. So then I choose my board. So this was the last one. I can now once again choose from everyone who's available. So I'm out there in Kotte. I want to diplomacy and explorer is going to come up. Diplomacy is going to be pretty high. Exploration I can't boost with these people. I'm going to go for the diviner and reroll any potential thing, so in the hope that I'll get a good result. So let's move her out, put them back. The diviner up. There we go. So merchant, prestige is the compass, profit is the destination. Sure thing. All right, so I've done that. I've made my choice. Also, you have to add cubes, starting from number 1. Champa is full, Ayutthaya is full, Malacca is full, Surabaya gets another yellow, Palembang gets another green, Samudera is full, Pegu gets another yellow, Bengal gets another yellow, and then Kotte nothing, Calicut gets the last one, which is green. All right, and then income, so I get 2 vases, and I get a troop, and I've skipped rolling the dice, but I'll do that now. And remember, I can re-roll 1. So, well, -2, 0, and then the minus, we roll again, is actually -1, -4. Oh, -4, is that even possible, or is -3 the maximum? No, I can go higher, of course, because there's more numbers on the dial, right? Yeah, so it's actually -4. So -4 for him, but I'm gonna re-roll. So -4 here, -4. This one is -2, and then this one is 0. I better believe I'm gonna re-roll. That'd be crazy not to. Okay, so I'm going to re-roll for myself. -1. That is a lot better than -4. So these 3 are used. So -1. -2. And 0. All right, diplomacy and explore, go to the right. And then put combat and construction near the end. Trade and then sail. All right, so I've done everything else, and then it's his turn. So he's going to explore the places where he is. There's going to be -4, so he only has 2, but that's good enough to get 1 cube, and he will get this cube. So he's got 4 sail now. And then because of that, he's going to try and get some more stuff, right? Can he get some non-animal trade goods? So he only has 1 trade, so there's no way he can get that, so no. So then the next action is trade, which is -2. So 5 - 2 is 3. So not there, not in Pegu. So he cannot get anything. Is he going to try and sail somewhere where he is? No, he's just forfeiting. So that gives him 2 porcelain. There we go. And then as the sail action is 2, and then 0. So just 2 then. So it will be him, and it's gold now. So this will be Hub 1. This is actually already 2, but he can keep going. So he will also end up in Palembang. All right, done. And then it's me with the idea that this might be my last turn. So I need to try to collect spices, but I'm nowhere near enough to get spices. I do have a sail of 2, but it's really horrible. It's 0, -1, and -2. So a sail of 2 will get me to Bengal, where I can buy the trade thing. Okay, I'll do that then. All right, I'll do sail 2, so that is 1, 2. Arrive in Bengal, and but do I want to do that? Do I want to explore first? Exploration would get me more story, but not. No, I'll just do that. Okay, I'm there. Now, this is actually here. Wait, this is Kotte, right? So I'm there. Now I can do trade. Trade is 3 + 1 is 4. I need to have 5, but I will have -1, so that's 3. After it's 4, what am I saying? 3 + 1 is 4, -1 is 3. I need to have 5, so I need to have 2 more. So I spend 2 of these. to get the spices, which gives me 2 points. And because I have 2 spices now, I have finished this one. So the new one comes out. Collect 2 manuscripts. If you have collected one, if you have collected, so I think this means that I can claim it. I'm not sure, because at one point they said if they make a difference between if and when the objective cards. Use perfect tense and if. Consider player actions both before and after the card is revealed. Place your cubes on this card if you have collected one. Claim this card if you have collected a second. Yeah, I already have 2. Discard or reveal objective card and reveal another one if its requirements have already been attained by 1 or more players. Okay. So basically, I cannot just get a free one. So it's discarded. Oh, I also need to do an encounter card, actually. Collect 2 gems. I don't think... Yeah, no. So I need to do an objective because... an encounter because I went there. Merchants. Ignore, get 1 resource, spend 2 for a future action. Oh, no, so I just get 1 resource. I'll get another one of these ones up. Anyway, so I did a trade. I got all that. I still have 1 left. I'm -2. I can do diplomacy in Bengal. I have 7 -2. So that puts me on 0. So 5, sorry. So that kind of takes care of that. So I just have 5. -3 is 2. So I need 1 more. I spend this to get the final one. So that's 3. So the Bengal people really love me. This can go away. And that gives me a story point, 1 here. There we go. And because it went up 3 spots, I get 3, but I can only get 1. Okay. Done. Done and done. Done and dusted. Okay. Now, let's see what happens. Zheng He, is he going to end the game? Dun dun dun. Wrong die. Wrong die. Dun dun dun. 2. He dies. Boom. Game over. Yeah, I die. Oh, I just couldn't handle it anymore. So basically in the 7th round, 8th round, he kicked the bucket. Also, actually, I should have rolled for the storm. So let's see how many people I would have lost. 1. So in the end, I would have made it. But also that means I would have survived the storm. And surviving the storm means 1 story in the region. So, oh, I actually came close. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay, then. Let's take a look. I don't know if these were allowed to move them, but it's too late now. It's too late now. Mistakes might happen. Let's do a count. So first of all, we will check Nicolo's points. So Nicolo's points are, I think, the story and the porcelain. But let's take a look. So profit track plus VP from story tracks. So here he gets 1 point. Up. Here he gets 3 points because he didn't manage to get to 4. So 3, so 14. Here he gets 1 point, 15. That's story. And 1 for each porcelain. So he's got 3. So I'll put him on 18. So he scored less than the game I played with him before because then he had 24. There we go. Up. And then it is me. I have blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so for me is the usual scoring of points. And that is... Okay, so first of all, I scored the lowest of these 2. So, or is it the difference? Let me see where it is. The lower value. Okay, so this basically goes away, but I do get 1 point for having 15. So up, and then this goes away. So I'm at 7 now. Then I get VP's gate from objective cards. So I have 5 points. So that's 12. Then VP's from all used story tracks. So I have 3 here. So 15. 15. I have 4 here. So I already won. 19. Then I have 2 here. And then I have 3 here. That's it. Then Porcelain Tower. I was gonna do it now, but it doesn't really matter anymore now. And then 1 point for the player who triggered it, but that doesn't really happen. And triggered it by reaching the end of the prestige and profit tracks or completing 4 objective cards. Okay, but that doesn't apply here. So this is the end. I win with 24 points against 18. Yeah. So, like I said, I did make some mistakes. I don't think he was allowed to sail at the end there, or maybe I missed something here and there. But I think in general, it's okay. But I'll let Leonard Toe, the designer of this game, check this out first if he has any comments, and then to make sure if it's correct or not. I do enjoy playing this, also because you get to play with all the boards. You know, that's a really big plus. Gives you a lot of variety. Yeah, I think I really enjoyed it, and I think it works really well solo. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to end it here because it's late and I want to sleep. By the way, copies of this game are still available. You can find it in the description and also here on the screen where you can get it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to stop it here. My name is Joachim, always will be. This was SMGSLT, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.